Hello and welcome. As today's date is that of the 6th of December. It's a Thursday, and this video is going to be that of trading strategy. And I'm liking how I think this plays out. It's one that a computer could trade as I've set this up. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of these things. I'm not going to need these lines, although I'm going to have lines coming in to show where the next buy and sell orders happen to be. But it's 100% mathematical. I will not be choosing, oh, I'm going to put a buy order here because of this resistance. No, none of that. It's all going to be based on mathematics. This is for somebody who wants to this is for short term, long term, all that type of stuff together. And when days like this happens, fantastic. This is going to be a fantastic point because I've pretty much guaranteed this trading strategy to get somewhere near this low, and that's just magnificent. And I'm curious to see what number. The low's like 400 or 300, I think it was 300 and let's see, 380 coming from 3,000. Oh, that's going to be fun. What was the volume on that day? It has to. Well, yeah, you got to see a decent sized green candle, so the volume was it was real. Let me just quickly check. Actually, I'm going to pause the tape and check on the actual Binance to verify what I think is 99.9% likely, and that it did hit 380. And this is what Binance looks like. So yeah, the volume here, I can see it now. Actually, I can't, but yeah, the move is real. So let's go back in time and let's work with the 4-hour time frame. I don't think I needed. I was looking at the 1 hour afterwards, and there was a lot of scrolling to get back. It's probably not needed. Let's get in. You know what? 46.13 sounds fine for me. So therefore, what we're going to do is I've already copied and pasted these numbers in the spreadsheet. If I need them again, I'm going to delete all of this. You're not going to see me use this from this point on forward. There's going to be a lot of me pausing the tape and doing behind the scenes action. So I'm going to start this off at 146.13. Because that's where the original buy would come into place. So therefore, let's go back to the spreadsheet. Again, you're not going to see this spreadsheet till all the trading is done. But as I got this set in here, and I have to explain this on how I'm going to do this. So I got it here. So the trading strategy is the following: 3 levels, non-existence, meaning there's low level, medium level, and high level. In low level, you are 100% looking to gain altcoins. Medium level, back and forth. High level, you're looking to distribute. So accumulation in low, distribution in 3, medium in 2. You're always going to be accumulating and distributing, but so this is how we're going to do this. All percentage gains losses are that or better. I'll explain that after I'm done mentioning this. So sell 1, you sell 10% of what you own on a 15% gain, and you're going to buy back at 88%. So therefore, if you sell at 100 or 1,000 Satoshi, your buyback would be 880. Then you're going to put a sell order in, and I mean, you'd be doing this after every trade. Sell order 15% at a 20% gain, and you're going to buy it back if it goes on an 85% pullback. Sell 3, 20% at a 30% gain, and you buy back at 80%. And I'm not going to put any more because mathematically there's no chance, because the best it ever does is double. And technically speaking, if 3,500, I mean, you're going to sell at 62.79, so there's no chance I could get better than that. So normally though, you sell for like a 50% move and then just go extreme after that. And at some point you just sell a lot because you know when you if your orders get hit in a sell 4, even a sell 3 for the most part, but not really if you're talking about that's double obviously when 15, 20, and 30. But if you're getting this market like doubling in one shot, you're pretty safe long term to sell most of all. In that it's going to be one of those spikes that we've seen on that poly chart where it's just going to come back down. Sweet deal to sell everything and then buy it all back. And or if it's a real move that holds for like a few weeks or months, it's still going to probably pull back as it is anyway, if it's that large of a move. So that's why when you get to these levels, that should never happen. I mean, in this case here, sell 1 and 2s. Like sell 2 is going to be relatively common. Sell 3, not so much. Sell 1 is the obvious one that's going to usually just hit at one time. In fact, I guess if you play this and you're very aggressive and go in the computer like 2, 3, 4 times a day, you're rarely even going to get many of these at all. But if you come at once a day, every time you sell one, maybe one of every 50 to 50 times you sell one, you might sell 2 like this. Because when they go like Theta did a few days ago, that's when you'd be having like maybe sell 4 would in that case sell 4 would probably come into place. Doing this strategy amongst such. And I might even do this with Theta myself, depending on how the results work, and even XBY. And who knows whatever else later on. But definitely, I want to see how these play. And I might even make a mathematical spreadsheet, if I can figure out formulas, which I usually can, to do the same sort of thing for this as well. So for new low buys. Now, why I got it a new low buys? Because you're always going to do buy orders. So you're never going to be entering these types of buys unless you're out of buy orders. And at the early stages, that's going to happen. And also, you would make new buys. No, never mind. Throw that out. Yeah, so this would only happen when you have new buys. So therefore, this is what I'm going to be using. Again, you're not going to see this spreadsheet until the conclusion of the video. But what we will do is I'll show you what I would do behind the scenes, so you'll see it one more time. Where's the current price at? We got 46.13. Now I'm not going to put the sell line. We'll do it anyway. 50. What I do in the decimals, I round up on sells, round down here. So I'm going to put a buy order at 40.59 and a sell order at 53.04. And for this one, because I know it's not going to hit, I'm just going to put it around there. But the buy order is going to hit 40.59. And we'll go from there. So from this point on, what we're going to see is every time a trade comes in, I'll say buy here, sell there, whatever. I might not even say anything because you're going to see it yourself. Then I'll pause, put the new lines on, and just keep on going until we reach those great days. I'll talk then and then end the video when it's over. So we're assuming this is somebody who checks their computer every 4 hours. For fun, I will not count anything from, we'll say 8 p.m. or we'll say midnight to like 8 a.m. You're sleeping, we'll say. So there's a buy order in. And then the new order would come in at 35.71, but it's only going to be based on the close. If, for example, say it closed around this area, then you just buy. But that might happen. If it does, we'll see, but no new buy as of yet. Here we go. And this is 4 o'clock, so technically you wouldn't see it until like this morning here. But and you know what? Who cares about that? We'll just assume you have like an alert, or you have maybe your husband working on the night shift, or wife working on the night shift or day shift, or doing all this stuff, or you got somebody else doing the night shift type thing. Anyway, there's the buy. And then as we move forward, the high is 3 points short on that day or that period. And it hits there. and the orders would get changed. And this 3614 buy order will never leave until it gets bought. Because, and there's going to come times when this goes up, we're going to see a bunch of lines below. Because you don't change the orders. It might take months and years sometimes, or a year or two, for some orders to get back into buy. And you know what? So be it if it does. The next sell order, and now I'm going to be looking for the same percentage move, because those sell 2, sell 3 orders are only if it happens that period for, as I mentioned, those big moves that happen really fast. Let's reset the scale on this so we can see things a little bit more normal. And I want to go through these moves relatively as fast as possible, because there's going to be a lot of trades, and we can see a buy just comes in. So a buy order will come in loaded. We're selling at 41.57 next. And there's the buy order fill. And we're close to another one, I would think. Okay, there we go. So there's that day. There is that day. And I got 559. This is what the spreadsheet has. So a buy order would fill at 27.98. Again at 22.94. Again at 17.21. Again at 11.18.66. And again at 5.59.33. And now we're going to have to do something that's not written on the spreadsheet. And that would be determine how much do you want to sell. You're in the business here, most likely, of playing a coin that you think is really good, and it's at 2,800 or 2,600 Satoshi. You feel this thing is maybe going to go to 50, 60, 80, 100,000 type number. And for you to get the opportunity like this was just magnificent, of course. But you're going to have to sell some now. Your last trade is 26.27. Question is, how much do you sell? We'll get into that as we go through the spreadsheet and figuring out how the results would be. But regardless of the fact, no matter what you are selling, and now we're going to adjust the buy orders based on the close of 26.27, because you'd see the orders, you'd be like, holy crap, you'd figure what you sell, price is at now, you'd sell it, you'd adjust your new orders. And as I'm thinking of how I'm going to do this, I realize this is now going to have to be a part 1 of 2. So the conclusion of this part, what we're going to do is, I'm going to take the notepad of these very few trades and actually put in this in the spreadsheet. How much you buy, how much you sell. Really, even, I suppose I could use the same spreadsheet I used with the XBY, and just copy and paste it from that. Because what you're going to do is you're going to sell a whole bunch, but within the sale, you're going to probably put about 3 or 4 buy orders in from that sale. In fact, technically speaking, it could be a decent amount. So that's why I want to do it within this form. So the next time you look at this chart, would be either if you rewind this video or if you watch part 2. So the rest of this will be using the spreadsheet and the notepad. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this template to start. Equals, we'll look at anyway. So, why did it do that? Why did reference, anyway? Did I copy and paste everything? Okay, better. Okay, so we have to do the buy, which I've got this set up in here, which is, we'll do the 0.1 number again. That worked well before. So that's assuming you're putting 0.1 on this. You think it's going to go really good. And what we have in here is, what was the price? Okay, I have to manually put the price in there. The first buy was 46.13. That's not right. One, two, three, four. Wait a second, I know what to do here. This is, use a calculator. Equals 0.1 divided by 0.1234. So I'd buy, we'll say 2170 or 2168. So equals this multiply 4613, which is the price. So I did need to do that as well too. So yeah, we're ready to go. So what we're going to do in here is I'm going to put in the ownership, which is 117. That's correct. So we put the buys and sells in this way. I know 2798 would be the start of the move, so we'll I don't want the top one right here, because the 4613 was entry. Okay, so then these are buys. So we'll get rid of that. And I'll just copy and paste the formulas as needed. So if we own 2168, which, by the way, what did we say we would normally sell for? So in most situations, it's sell 10%. Okay. So therefore, this number here has to be 0.1. Excellent. Okay. And therefore, we're going to need another formula probably from this, which is... Actually, I'm going to have... Later on, I'm going to need this formula. I have to make a new one now. So therefore, we had a buy of 35.71. And that buy would be you are buying 10% of what we own for all of the regular ones that we're going to be coming into. Okay. So therefore, what we're going to do is, well, 10% of what we own is 216. So we'll do that same number again. So 216, which would equal what we bought, multiply the price, which is this one here, multiply, and we are paying rake, so 1.002. So we would have spent 0.008 on such a play. So the next one comes in at 35.71. So again, we're doing 10%, and the ownership now would have changed. You now own 2,384. So therefore, we would buy 238 instead the next time. This cost should be lower, as I've mathematically calculated to be marginally lower, and it was. So now we have a sell. So as we are selling amongst here, this is the wrong one, let's go to this sheet. We are going to be selling 10% of what we own and an 88% buyback. So then we're going to be selling, what do we got here? Maybe I should copy and paste some of these formulas down. Let's copy and paste this down. Ownership and this as well. We need copy and pasted. Okay, so 262 is what we would sell. And what we need is, I'll just do copy and paste this here. And it would be a 0.01 transaction. Okay, so that's that. So now we got the buyback we're going to be using on this. And what I've done is the 4107 buyback was in at 36.14. So what I will be doing in the spreadsheet, I don't necessarily need to do this right now because I know that's the next buy that's going to come in at 36.14. Is I would put in a number in here for how much. Where did I do this from before? Let me just take a look back again at this spreadsheet. Yeah, this was just a reference tool more than no, that's no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I'm sorry for all this delay, by the way, but I think okay. So basically, we'll go back to what we're doing here because we had the sale, we had the buyback. Another brain freeze again, I think. So what I would do here is I would equal this because that's what I'm going to buy this back for. And how much do I buy it for? Well, I've already got a formula in for this because this is what this is. It takes this number divided by the price and it multiplies it by 0.998 because of the rake. You're going to have to give up 1/5 of a less percent within the play. So let's just put this in. We're going to have decimals. I don't care. I suppose I could format the cells and format the cells and put in no decimals. I mean, they're still going to be there, but whatever. I mean, a lot of times if you're just pushing buttons, you're just going to have the decimals yourself anyway. And they don't matter anyway. I mean, you can trade them. They're all the same in the sense. Okay, so that's what your buyback would be. And then we would have the next transaction, and these would all be buys. So for the first, well, 27.98 was when this all started. So 31.80 and the 27.98. I think we could put it in that same sort of way. So 10% would be, and I'll change those over too, 265, 292. And then I can just copy and paste this like I did before. And I'm raring to go for now this one in here. Because now we're talking about the extra plays for in the this one. This was 15, 25, 30, and 50 of what we own. So therefore we'll just go equals, we got, where's the ownership in here? This is right here. This start 0.15. This multiply 0.3. I'll be curious to see how much this is going to cost. And then this multiply 0.5. So you'd be buying 24. You got up to 7,200. Is this? No, this isn't right. Let's go back to here. 15, 25, 30, and 50. Okay, that's why. So that's 15. 20. All right. And then we got 25. 15. 25, 30. And see, this is why a lot of times I can't just remember 15, 25, 30, 50. So 15, 25.3, and then a half. So that'd bring it up to 9,000. So we'll do what we did before, which will multiply this in here. So before we were spending, basically we were doing 0.01-ish or so per play. Let's just see how much the damage, which is profit, would be. You know what? You have to have this liquidity available, I would think, especially if you're coming in at a 0.1. Yeah. Let's do portfolio value in here. Let's get that all set up. Well, that's not right. Well, either way, I can calculate this manually and realize that 900, well, you're just doing very good. So let's decide what we're going to sell. And quite frankly, I'm going to have to do it this way, because I think at this stage you would say to yourself, I can put in maybe 3 sell orders and then use them for buybacks. And what we would have in here is, say, we'll put 2 again. And I'm just going to manually put some numbers in place. What we're going to do is we're doing the selling again. Oh, we own 9,000. We started off with 2,000. So maybe like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to keep 6,000. So I want to unload 3,000 of them. Even 7,000 keep and unload 2. So then what I would do is do something like maybe, well, if I do 2,100 divided by 3, that would be 700 each. So let's sell 700. Okay, I remember what this number was, I think. Well, so now these are the buybacks we're going to have to get on. And we're going to have to figure where are we going to do it. Well, the first place is obviously going to be for a... You want to be a little strategic here, because these are the orders that are not going to change. These are going to be new low areas. So therefore, let's... you know what? I'm going to do this way. I'm going to do another 2. And put 5 deep buy orders in. And do 400 a shot now. I remember what okay. So these are what we're going to have to determine what levels to buy back at. So we stand now at, say, 26, 27. Normally we're buying back at a move of 88%. So that's where the first one's going to come in at. So this would be at equals, just to have what the number is in the area. We're going to buy this back at, what's the price? This multiply 0.88. 2,311. So this is where I used a different spreadsheet last time. That's why I was having a brain freeze right now. So therefore, what I'm going to do is this way. We got 2627. So 2627, 2311. So let's do that. Let's just keep on doing it that way, where we just do, say, that number multiply 0.88. For 5. And what would that look like? 2, 3. 1385? Yeah, and then at that, if it goes below that, you could just buy yourself. So that's what I would do, is I'm going to look to buy them back at these prices. And I'll put my buy orders in for such. Of course, that will be in the next video. What you're going to see when we go back to it, let's just... 2627 is a sell order in for 3,021. So one sell line and 4 buy lines, 5 buy lines in at these levels. So that will be in part number 2. Take care.